bankruptcy, but just successful businesses.
A business model.
Good.
Right? Okay, good.
How to make it work.
The other 6th grade teachers, we all do these same activities, and with respect to the collaboration process, I think it's a switch from lesson planning to saying, let's design our lessons. And when we do that, we do think, how does this hit on these certain qualities? And like we were just talking about, in terms of initial reflections, but then we have to look at our who. And sometimes Miss Little or Mr. Espin or myself will say, that's not going to work with my kids. That might work with your kids. So I'm going to tweak it this way. And even though our assessments will be the same, and in the end it'll be the same concepts, there might be just small variations based on our who. And then we start in the design process. When we talk about what is the content, it's so important because that's really what we're teaching. Do the kids get these concepts? And as we were going through the lesson planning, you heard us, what is the things that we want them to get out of this? Because that's ultimately our TEKS, right? I mean, that's how we teach this. What are our goals? And then from there we start to think in terms of, okay, what's our product focus? And how do we give them clear and compelling standards in terms of their expectations and my expectations and how to meet them? And during the collaboration process, we just kind of take it through that. And even if it's a week where it's not, say, a big project, it's the same thing. If I were to walk over and use this pencil and accidentally not give it back to him, is that the same as if I steal your car and go sell it somewhere else? We just completed a mini unit on systems of government, culture, geography, basics of citizenship, and economics in systems. And this is the practical connection to those concepts. They get to design their own country, and they get to pick their own government, they get to pick their own economic system, they get to realize and kind of understand the challenges of what being a government means in terms of how do you serve your citizens. Now, I have some students who kind of defiantly want to have a monarchy and say to me, well, I would rather they served me. And I say, okay, I understand that, but you still have obligations to serve them. The parts of the government, I mean, yeah, you're super creepy dictator, and maybe they're creepy henchmen friends, okay? Or otherwise known as advisors. For them, this country becomes real to them throughout the week. And they're really proud of it, and they want to come over and tell you, oh my goodness, I've got, look at what I've got. This is what I've done here with my map, and did you see it? It looks like a Dotson, and see the 2 islands on the end? It looks like the tail is wagging, and they come up with these, and they're so incredibly proud of it. These symbols all meet, and then the scale, is there already a scale in here? Not yet. Okay,
yeah,
and
I know. When I got home, I was going to.
I love it. No, oh here. Okay, I love it, love it, love it. And I'm just want to make sure you get it. Okay.
Look, that's how they named my island. It looks like flower.
It's so you. It's just so you.
I just love flowers. Can I get a signature?
You absolutely can. It's very basic, but once they get it together and they make their presentation, they get to have a learning walk. And I've given them all file folders, which they have keeping currently while we do this all week. They keep all of their flags and everything in it, and it stays in the classroom unless they want to take it home to work on it. And then they get to use that as their display. And all the things get to decorate the desk, and we get to take this learning walk. The day after we have the learning walk, they will do a reflection, and it's things like, how did you like this project? What could we do that would make it better? What was your least favorite aspect of this, and what was your favorite aspect? I had many different ways to learn product choices, and they followed with all of the design qualities, but it also was things that they understood, hands-on learning. I mean, even taking notes and reading something. How do you learn best? And it wasn't what do you enjoy, but how do you think you really learn best? And I couldn't believe that they didn't want group work. I always had them in groups. And I thought to myself, this is great because they like to collaborate. And now in hindsight, I think, they really would prefer to be more independent. And it's been good. It's been really good. I mean, they do work cooperatively on the same activity, but they're working independently. So the who has been that's a big wow moment for me, was that, why wasn't I asking them? Why wasn't I really looking at my audience?
You should name them sons.
Just help yourself.
Like SU.
For me, the Shakti and the wow concept that best kind of appeals to me is the who. Because ultimately, I look around my classroom and I might have 30 students, and not every one of them learns the same way. Not every one of them gets it. I mean, I wish that, they all understand. They all made, they all make 100 on their tests. They don't, and they miss things. So for me, knowing how they learn best, how they feel they learn best, but also I can say to myself, this past unit, their test scores were far higher than my unit prior to this. Why? What did I do differently?
Oh my goodness, you have an instant math. This is fabulous.
And I also made greeting cards for Fior Day.
That is
It's
amazing.
actually two people who accidentally bought the same cards for each other.
I think in terms of wow, we think design for our audience. It's almost a different way of lesson planning as opposed to teacher, what is best for me. It's what is best for the kid.